Welcome to Disarrange 1775, your number one live talk show.
Hey, pal.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Boy, that's scary. Up close and personal, huh?
That's right, bud. Let me turn you up a little bit. You're sounding a little weak over there.
Uh-oh.
Hello, radio check. Radio check 129er.
That better?
Oh, yeah, you sound good, bud. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. Feeling pretty good. Been past few days, been staying active, trying to stick to a better routine. Zero drinks, cutting back on the smoke. And things have been going pretty good.
Good.
I feel a little bit heavier in certain parts of the day. I noticed more of the pains coming back, like my lower back pain, ankles, hips, knees, shoulders. So it's unique because I didn't really realize how actually numb I was. To be honest with you, it's been about 5 years of medicating with cannabis, and I have noticed recently, I just kind of sometimes it'd be more into my routine, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'd want to, and then so I just realized I might have been using it a little bit more as a crutch sometimes, and I wanted to kind of reset myself. So that's where I kind of came up with that with our little initiative that we're going to talk about tonight. Just again, a lot of this we do, like when we started this, we do things selfishly because it's kind of going to hold us accountable to come on here every week and try to be a little vulnerable and have a conversation with each other, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And like you said, it's the accountability aspect of it. When you put something out there and people are watching, so
yeah. So man, it's been going well. I know it. You get that. It's crazy how many times in life, like, we restart things and you go, you get up to a point where you're like, dude, I'm so happy I'm here. I'm not back to where I was, like, could barely run a mile.
Right.
And you find yourself further behind than when the last time you had started.
Yeah, it's sometimes. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, with the injuries, like, more of the injuries from the military are coming up, and just how we abuse our bodies, and so now it's even harder. So now not only you can't just jump into it as we're used to, just jumping right back in, running out and hitting 4 or 5 miles.
No, not at all.
This is the first time that I think that I'm
disaster.
Taking my time.
Yep.
I'm really gonna, like, feel everything out and listen to my body, and try to build up the muscle where I'm weak and understand the process a little bit better. Implement more of a better understanding of the process. So I'm excited about it. I'm nervous as anything, because there's a lot changing with me. We're always changing, so I get nervous, but
well, I mean,
excited at the same time.
It's all positive stuff, and I think like you said, when you do get older and you do have injuries and stuff like that, and I'm just thinking back to, like, my Marine Corps career, taking that time to stretch, hydrate, all that stuff, you'll reap the benefits of listening to your body like that, and taking some time to do that stuff before. Yeah, because I mean, if you just jump out there and start running, it's going to be
yeah. And I used to get upset about it. I'd be like, dude, I get like half a mile in and you're dying.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Physically, like, I was like, why can't I just go from my house out, bust out a mile, 2 miles real quick and come back home?
Yeah, your brain's telling you.
I started beating myself up, and then I'm like, dude, but if I go out and walk a mile right now, like, if I was to go out to walk a mile, when I got to that mile and I stretched again, I could then go and run 3 miles.
Yeah, you have to get warmed up. You have to. I mean, I know it's cliche and like a joke, like, the old Chevy, but that's really how it is, man. You have to get warmed up. You have to allow the juices to get flowing and all that the acid buildup to break and get all that stuff going. So
No,
yeah, I mean
it's
it's
fun.
not Andrew Turner of 23 years old in the Marine Corps anymore, where you can, have fun all night and jump on PT Road and run an 18 minute 3 mile.
I respect that. I never did 18:20, and at 19:57, I think was my best. But
yeah, that's very fast. Very fast.
Well, anyways, I don't ever want to do that fast again. I want to go for it.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to do that. Scary. Like it's miserable. I don't need to go. I want to go for a long distance. That's my goal in the end. But
yeah, that's good. No, it's good. And like I said, it's all positive stuff, dude. And I know, especially with giving up some of the crutches and stuff like that, it could be a little bit nervous. You could be nervous in some aspects, but you're going to reap the benefits, I think, chemically in your brain from the exercise, from the cleansing and drinking water. So I think there'll be an even trade-off eventually.
Yeah, I think it's going to take anything's going to take time,
Yeah.
And so, but I'm excited to start the process. So, ready to get into this thing, my mind.
Let's do it.
All right, pal. What's going on, everybody? Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to jump into our 30-day Get Right Challenge. To touch on what we were just speaking on, it's time to get things moving. For us, part of the reason we started this show was the accountability aspect that we talked about a few minutes ago. So I want to talk about the 30-day Get Right Challenge. It's obviously not just for 30 days, but just to understand that we're all going to go towards a common goal together. And whoever wants to hop on this, the 30 days is just a name. I need it. It just popped in my head, and there's so many challenges out there now. So I
30-day challenge.
But the idea, let's get active and start getting things moving. Like we were talking about in the beginning, what the benefits I'm already feeling after 3 or 4 days in of committing to an actual, like, some sort of routine, and it's working. So let me see. I want to.
So and I'll touch on a little bit. So the 30-day challenge, like you're doing a cleansing and exercise and all the above. What I'm working on is eating healthier and doing some social things, taking some time to get out of my comfort zone and go places. So these are challenging things for me that are good. So I think when we look at whatever people decide, if it's a positive thing and it's a healthy thing, get out there and do it. Set a goal.
The hardest things for me has always been just getting out of, dude. It's been so hard just to get out of bed and like move, right? So this is what it's about, man. Whether 2 people hear it or 100 people hear it, that's the idea behind this, man. I need it really, really bad. I'm not gonna front. I need it, like, in my soul, in my heart, in my head, physically. No. Like, I'm not done,
No, we had this conversation the other day, and this touches on everything, dude, with anxiety, with PTSD, with depression, everything that you and I deal with and struggle with daily. Just trying to find healthier ways to combat those things rather than, drinking, smoking, and then taking medication on top of that. Using food as a crutch. Sometimes you just.
Well, I want to get back to center. It's to your point, when using all those other things to maybe mask or hide or internalize certain things and feelings that we have, man. Like, and sometimes you don't even know you're doing it. it's all of a
Right.
sudden months later, and then all of a sudden you look back and you start holding yourself up, like taking inventory of things in your life, and you're like, oh shit, and then you start maybe thinking and being hard on yourself. Like, I'm very, very hard on myself, and
Yeah.
I wasn't being, I had to look in the mirror and ask myself if I was being the best version of me that I can be at this very moment, right? Like, yeah, we're doing this, and we're trying to create something, and with the ups and downs of life, that's cool.
Mhm.
Right? But one-on-one, man to man, mirror, like in the mirror, I had to ask myself that question, and I don't think I didn't. I was very honest with myself, and I answered it. I wasn't. I
Yeah.
wasn't being the best, or not being the best version of myself.
And
Right?
that's
Not for myself and for other people. So this for me, this get right thing that's exactly what I said, dude. I said it to myself. I was like, you need to get right. Like, this is,
Yep.
and not that I have some crazy, but it's just little things over time.
No, yeah, and it's you being able to look in the mirror and ask yourself that as a grown ass man, you know what I mean? Like, really, like you said, just recenter and saying, am I the best version of myself right now? Am I the best friend I can be? Am I the best father I can be? And I think more times than not, you're going to answer no,
Yeah.
and then the caveat to that is, okay, well, what can I do to be better? What steps can I take to be better? And yeah, I
And
mean,
it all takes peeling the onion back and getting to the core of things, right? And as easy as it sounds as a concept, it's not, right? Everything's
it's
a
not,
process.
yeah, absolutely not. No,
So
it's
and that's where I had to have that one-on-one time with me to be like, yo, like,
yep.
and you're not, I had to look in the mirror and have a good talk with myself about it.
Yeah,
So
so
I know I can get to where I need to be. And
yeah.
everybody that's watching knows in the back of their mind, right? I swear to God, they know.
Oh yeah,
They all
100%.
know, right? And it's just that putting that 30-inch step forward, whether it's like just starting with putting your shoes on and walking around the house. And then after that, it's putting the shoes on and then maybe walking out your door and back inside, taking
Yep.
the shoes, everything can be micromanaged up to doing what you need to do for yourself. So that's what the idea behind this. And I just wanted to see if people wanted to hop on board, because regardless, I'm going to do it, and we're going to track it, and we're going to document our journey best we can, and just tell our side, our story.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's like we said, we got some stuff coming up that is it's going to be great.
sorry to interrupt, but I wish we had the soundboard where we'd be like, ching, 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 like if Rodriguez was here.
Yes.
We've got some fire interviews coming up. We've got some fire
Yeah,
shows.
we got some really good stuff. And the main goal is, like we said, is just trying to find ways to combat the things that we deal with, not just PTSD, because we're talking to an audience that some people don't have PTSD, but it's anxiety, or they can't sleep at night, or whatever the case is. There is healthy ways to treat all this stuff, and we want to try to
Help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we want to help, and we're trying to help
While
ourselves.
while we're doing it too, live
Right.
action, right? And we've said this over time, and we're slowly getting into our initiatives here, but everything that we say and we're trying to push, we're not the experts. We're literally
No,
trying
yeah.
to implement things we talk about and film it and
Yeah,
show you
and
guys, and try to create a community of people that, what shit, if it's joining a TikTok account and going on to this, and if it's a walk to the mailbox and back every single day,
mhm.
that consistency of doing that will create a joy and happiness inside you that you're gonna naturally push yourself.
Yeah.
I'm specifically talking about our veteran brothers and people in the military right now, just because it's episode 22. Now, this goes for anybody that needs to get out there, but
That's right.
I'm really looking at our veteran buddies that I know are having a hard time. This time of year, fall time, it gets hard for some of us, and this initiative is meant for all of us. We all know how to do it. And we've all said it before, just because we're not in a unit doesn't mean we can't help each other and be a part of a unit out here.
Yeah.
This is why Disarray in 1775 exists. And we have to, in order for us to be successful in our mission of building the number one live interactive talk show, it all starts with each and every one of us, and us on the show, us as a network and a family. But it all starts with mind, body, and soul, and we have to get moving. Time necessarily isn't on our side, but a lot can be done in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and you know, like, so I'll kind of dive in a little bit to like what I'm doing. So I started really. I can't remember what episode it was, but I rewatched it, and I looked at myself and I'm like, God, that's not healthy. Not and not in a negative way, like you're fat, you know, it's like, that's not, it doesn't look good and you don't look healthy. And I said, okay, enough's enough, you know. So I started soups and salads for lunch. And you know, I work in the front office of a automotive plant, so I started walking the plant more. And you know, not just because like I said, not just because I felt fat. It's just being healthy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I didn't look healthy. My face didn't, you know, didn't look healthy.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, and on top of that, I have, you know me very well. I can be a negative person, and I can complain a lot. So I'm trying to be more positive and do more positive affirmations, you know, to myself and people around me. So these are things that it's a challenge to me. It's hard. It's very hard because my first.
Can I tell you one thing, pal?
Yeah.
You're looking good.
Thanks, bud.
You're looking good, pal.
Hey, I've lost 10 pounds. So
that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
You should get them, bust out them camis again. You know, I like a man.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know about that, but no, I mean, I feel better. And good. Like, I think when we talked the other day, you know, I was having major back issues. Just, you know, well, 41 years old and then putting on weight, you know. Yeah. And I'm telling you, dude, my back has felt so much better just from losing 10 pounds.
Really?
It's oh my gosh, man. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, yeah, man, I'm just, this is what this is all about. And like you said, speaking for our veteran community, you know, going through these seasons and having depression. I suffered from depression, man. And it keeps me locked in my house sometimes, and I have social anxiety, and sometimes you feel alone, and that's what this is all about, is combating that and coming together as a team, holding each other accountable, and just being healthy, man. You know, not always just turning to the bottle, or, you know, or grabbing a pill or whatever the case is. You know what I mean?
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Trying to make life changes that are going to help you out in the long run, you know. And you and I are going to be very transparent. Like I've said a million times on this show, I'm a train wreck. So I'm not sitting here saying, like, you know, I'm perfect in any way. That I have a million crutches, and that's part of the problem, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that I'm trying to change, and just trying to be better, you know.
Well, it's good, pal. I can't wait to see you get back at it. I personally, selfishly,
you would.
I selfishly would love to see you running again down the line.
I
would love to see it, because I had gotten out, and then that was your transition. Right around there is when you really, I believe, so correct me if I'm wrong, where you really committed yourself to learning the art and the science of running and actually implementing it into your everyday.
I
Because
did.
you were moving on outside of your what you knew in the Marine Corps, right? Like,
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny you say like the art and the science. I really did read about it, read about like my age, what approach to take, breathing patterns,
dude,
foods,
there's so
hydration.
much.
There's so much, yeah, and like we say, we joke about it like the old car, man. But the older you are, the more prep you have to put in. Um, the hydration, the stretching is so key when you're older. Stretching, I would stretch the night before. I would stretch. Oh, here comes Bruno. I would stretch like an hour before, and then I would stretch afterwards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just there's a lot to it. But yes, I that's when I really started getting into running, and I loved it, man. I'm telling you, I loved it. There was no better feeling than feeling saturated, like just feeling like all the nasty poison was out of your
Yeah,
body.
you can feel it. You can feel it leave your body. It's nuts. It's
Oh,
unbelievable when
yeah.
you're just completely drained. I normally don't get excited because especially now, like I believe I think it's pretty identified now. I have a pretty bad stomach ulcer that's just sending me into really bad uh, vomiting fits and just sick. So
Yeah.
it's normally for me, it's in the ride when I'm like listening to music and I'm like, wow, now it's really over. That's when I'm just like, dude, like that's my cookie jar moment, as David Goggins would say. Like, I'm like, dude, you just kicked ass, man. Like that's awesome, and I
Yes.
literally feel like I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
And it's ironically though, like, and I know that there's other people out there that have this happen to them or currently having it happen to them. You feel stuck in the opposite way too, as you can go from one extreme to the next. Those
Yes.
valleys are the valleys are a lot longer than the peaks.
Oh yeah. And
So
that's why positivity
mhm.
and those affirmations, like I talked about, are so important. To give yourself credit, even if it's just small stuff. Give yourself credit for doing something. It's because not everybody does it. And people are complacent in set in their ways and just like got the effort mentality, and so even just a little bit, it's positive. Give yourself some credit. A little bit of attaboy, pat on the back it's important.
I mean, I'm excited to get back into it in a completely different way and see how far it goes. My goal is, me personally, is ultra marathon. I want to start off with a 50K
Yeah.
and just see what happens and blossoms from there. I just like the idea of getting out in the trails and getting to zero, but pushing
Right.
through. Right. And I
Right.
think that's one thing for me I miss about the Marine Corps is every day we were almost pushed to our limits. We've talked about this before.
100%.
Whether it was mentally, physically,
Yeah.
something was being pressed and pressured at all times of the day.
Yeah.
And out here, it's really, way different.
It's extremely different, right? And then outside of the military, you're not getting that like forced pushing yourself, challenge, all that stuff. So you have to do it yourself. And then on top of that, you're dealing with PTSD, depression, anxiety, stress, right? Paying bills, relationships, all that crap. You know what I mean?
It's
Where
almost like you need one huge whiteboard of life
yeah,
and be able to be like, okay, well, here's the depression, here's the happy time, all this stuff, and then look back at it and say, okay, how do I don't know. My brain works like systematically. I like process.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like
I
to
know
know what the next thing is, and that is artillery. No doubt. I think that I don't know. I don't understand when people say like processes can't be fixed or like they don't know. Like, dude, it's not my language. I think my brain is very wired systematically where I have to know what to do next, and then once I understand how to do it, then I perfect at being the best at it.
Yes.
And it's completely opposite in life. Complete opposite. It's taken me 36 years to realize that, and shooting artillery to come to this realization on episode 22 at Disarrange 1775.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think my goal personally is just, especially with the veteran community and some of our brothers and sisters out there, man, is combating the depression.
Real talk.
You know, it's having those moments where you feel like not being present in the moment, like we talked about. You know what I mean? It's like I want to feel happy. I want to feel present in the moment. I don't want to always have to force myself, you know, to try to look like I'm enjoying myself. You know, I envy people that like have these natural experiences where they're around people and they're laughing and you know,
so I'm always looking for the next moments. Not all the time. I'm saying like when I get into those.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I want to be very present instead of worrying about the next or what could be, or
always worrying.
Always worry. The worry gets me, man. It's always there.
Yeah. And we just talked about this yesterday, how short life is, you know what I mean? So not being present in that moment, you're worried about like what you have to do later on in the day or later on in the night. And I mean, for all we know, we might not even be here.
Yeah. It's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Wild.
So the importance of being present in that moment is extremely important. You know what I mean?
I think I want to throw a curveball in, pal.
Do it. I love it.
I want to hear from some people. I want to hear if they how they're doing, if about their healthy habits, any ideas, any advice for anybody listening now and listening in future, whenever they want to watch on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. So if you have any ideas, want to just weigh in on the conversation, give us a call, 410-773-9858. And we'd love to hear from you guys. I think this would be cool, right, Ed?
Yeah, we love the interaction. Yeah, so I think another thing I've done. Well, you know what? Now's a great time. Let me roll this bad boy out here for you.
Ooh, buddy. Dude, I'm telling you what, guys. I'm letting you know right now, Matthew Gardner will forever be mine. Okay, I don't care if any coaches out there, all YouTubers or high network executives. He's mine. Okay, and I am a biter and a fighter. So get it. Don't even think about stealing.
There it is.
Kyle, you're not going anywhere, man. This guy's got talents for days.
Oh yeah, super talented. Yeah. No, so yeah, healthy habits, right?
Yeah.
Healthy habits is not just, like we said, not just exercise and eating. Healthy habits in the way we think, the way we talk, the way we make decisions, all that stuff.
And it will all come in together.
Yeah.
I also don't want to forget, I have 2 shout outs about the healthy habits and progress. I said, told you earlier, my mom got out there. She saw the TikToks. She got a TikTok account. She got out there and put her steps in. She did, I think she said 2,500 steps. And
all right.
I'm just usually working around the house and doing things. She actually got outside, went up and down her block, came back home, and she called me and told me she did it. And I was like, that's awesome. And I appreciate you. So shout out, Mom. I also want to give a shout out to our boy and probably one of our biggest fans, Mr. Tyler Glanda. He is down 3 pounds in the last week.
Yep.
He has also downloaded TikTok and joined the movement. And he went bought a mountain bike He's not much of a runner. I respect it. He's gonna get out pedaling. And listen, pedaling is great. It's less impact on the joints.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a great workout. So yeah, he's
workout.
down 3 pounds. And also I'll throw up this one comment too, is also the spiritual side, pray daily. That can help your daily affirmations. Shout out Jima. That's my grandma.
Grandma, yep.
And so yeah. If anybody want to call in, we'd love to hear from you. 410-773-9858. Let us know what you are doing for healthy habits, what you plan on doing. If you need us to help you, download TikTok. And so you could follow us on this journey. We'd love to do a live action with you. We can also help you subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, LinkedIn, and all our other platforms, Instagram.
The 50,000.
Little plug right there real quick.
Yeah, and I've noticed, man, especially with, my battle with PTSD and depression, just in changing the way that I've started eating and my sleeping patterns, I've made it more a priority to go to sleep at a certain time, right?
Yeah.
Just like my dream pattern is not as intense as it was. I don't feel as weighed down or gross, So I mean, just little. It's been about 30 days for me since I started it. So
well, this is your second 30, pal.
Yeah,
30 days is always a reset. Maybe that's our punchline. Like,
yeah, oh yeah,
it's always going to reset until it doesn't. Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah, so
let me see who else I'm looking at the comments right now. What we got going on? This is awesome.
Oh, Melissa's on here.
Oh, shout out to Melissa Gray and her new family member. They had a little boy, Axel Wise.
No, Melissa Gray
this is a different Melissa.
Yes, it's my sister.
Oh, well, hello. I have a friend named Melissa Gray who just had a child.
Yeah, so why don't you slow down, pal? You don't know what you're talking about.
Relax, but listen, I don't listen Hollywood because you're getting.
Speaking of Hollywood, do we want to talk about JD?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll leave the number up. Yeah, I kind of do actually want to talk about it. Let me turn this up.
We want to talk about
we might as well real quick.
Demasculinizing Will Smith. We want to talk about Johnny Depp. We want to talk about
I don't know. Let's
how this happens. Because it's interesting to me now you're starting to see how it affects a man to be stripped. And I don't like necessarily like, oh, I have to have like you have to have this masculinity. But
newsflash, women like guys that can be vulnerable. Right.
Right.
Like
no, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
you can't be a rock.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like, oh, you gotta have this masculinity, but it's like it's almost like a manipulative, like mental thing where you feel like a pile of crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell, like with Johnny Depp and Will Smith. I watched the interview that round table, that red table.
It's this dude. It's disgusting.
And yeah, it's like you look at if you look at Will Smith, you look at his eyes, right? While she's talking. I mean, literally, I'm not gonna be really graphic, but basically, she told him, "I slept with our son's friend because I wanted to feel good," and yeah, I mean, he was just his eyes. He was destroyed. Just stripped of his man. Yeah,
I think we'll just save all this. We should just save this for an episode, pal, because I would really like to think think this out, because there's a lot there. And I mean,
There's a ton
I've been in
there.
bad
Yes.
relationships. You've been in bad relationships in the past. Like, like it's just a thing. Like, and it's a very large shift in how do I say this? You say like a society norm, right? Like, guys don't come forward.
No.
Guys aren't gonna go down to the local police station and say, I was, I was raped, right? Like,
right. Or sexually assaulted.
Assaulted, right?
Yep.
Like, do guys do it? 100%. We just don't hear about it. But dude, it's not a normal thing.
Not at all.
Because back to your point of this whole having to be this masculine figure and stone cold, this is a very big shift that we've seen, and it's unique.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's two humiliating events, right? Like whatever the event was to strip you of that, and then like having to tell somebody about it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what led up to the Will Smith issue, where he just exploded. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Hey yo, who we got?
Hello, thank you for calling Disarrange 1775. This is Andrew.
Hello.
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 Hey, Andrew, what's going on, man? I just wanted to comment on what y'all was talking about. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was just calling to talk about the sleep and exercise, man. I have a real hard time sleeping, man. So what should I do about that? Because I do exercise, but I don't sleep too good at night.
Okay. I mean, how old are you, may I ask?
I might be 40, man.
You about to be 40?
I'm right with you, pal.
What do you do for work?
I'm a carpenter.
Carpenter?
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do you stretch?
Not all the time. Sometimes only exercise I do is push-ups and bend and reaches. I don't do no jogging or nothing. I could though.
Okay.
With all these dogs like that.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I really don't have a good sleep pattern, man. I really can't get no sleep. I got exhausted, man.
Okay.
So
go ahead, Matt.
yeah, so stretching to loosen up your muscles, or like even a hot bath. Do you drink tea at all?
Oh yeah, I drink the sleepy time tea, but that don't even work.
Yeah, the chamomile. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's natural stuff just to relax your body. And what keeps you up?
Just my nerves. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Thoughts,
Thoughts.
I can't control. I just sit there and ponder on it and just keep thinking about it. That's what keeps me. Things I can't control in life.
Do you live in a nice neighborhood?
Yeah. Now I do. I came from, the terrible Baltimore City. I live in a nice neighborhood now.
Nice.
Matter of fact, you dropped me off one day. I don't know if you remember me. I was in the back of your car. You told me about your dog.
All right.
About my dog.
Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. How are you, man? That's awesome. That's really cool, man. That's awesome. I appreciate. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna check you out from down there, and y'all always have some good topics. But yeah, man, I can't get no sleep at night, man. I be up this, like I said, stressing about things I can't control, man.
Well, this is what I would start doing for the next week. Try to do this. Let's just try to get you stretching a little bit. Start slow, right? Get back into. Were you a sports player? I don't remember if we talked about that.
Yes, sir. I played football at high.
There you go. So what basically, my man, just take it back to the basics, like day one. And I think it will be good for your mental to disconnect and think about, the good times, right? And and the youth, and because dude, you're still there, my friend. 40 ain't nothing. So I think let's start there, and I would love for you to maybe check in with us next week. Start with the stretching, and hydration is key too.
Oh yeah, hydration's key. And
and-
you know, I was gonna say too, I don't want to cut you off, Andrew, but I will. What I do with worrying and all that stuff, like not being able to sleep, negative thoughts, all that crap, like right before you go to bed, I try to disconnect. I try to turn on like a funny movie or a funny show, something that gets my mind occupied in a light way. You know what I mean?
So, and that's what so that's what I was gonna recommend also, is to distract your mind. So if you're laying in bed, try to, as soon as you get a thought, get out of bed, get up and start stretching. Like try to get a little bit of movement, and maybe this is gonna start triggering your mind to get, okay, dude, I'm not getting in and out of bed. I'm tired, right? Let's start combating the mind a little bit and try to reprogram it.
Okay. All right. I definitely will. I'm gonna try that starting tonight. And you said check in with you next week with Dave.
Yeah, man. We would love to hear from you, man. And we'll put up the number every week.
Thanks for the love. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, we really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be having some good topics, man. I'll be tuning in, man. I love to hear different opinions on different things, man. I love it. But all right, man, I'm gonna do what y'all said. I'm gonna try tonight. I'm gonna put a funny movie on when I can, get
There
back.
you go. There you go.
And I'm gonna stretch. How long should I stretch for?
Just go with listen to your body. Listen to your body right now.
Okay.
All right. If it's 10, try to hold it 5. Do step ups. If you can hold it for 5 seconds tonight, see if you can do 10 tomorrow. Or, work it up. So whatever your body's going to tell you exactly what to do.
Right.
All right. And I definitely check in with y'all. Let y'all know how crazy works, man.
Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate you too, man.
Right.
Take care, brother. Talk soon.
Thanks for the love.
Yeah. Thanks for the love, man.
That's great. It's
Yo, that is awesome. That made my entire night.
That was one of your Lyft customers. Yeah.
That was one of my guys, one of my boys that I gave a Lyft ride to. I know right where he's at, I think. So and he said too, because we were chopping it up, and I showed him the QR code, and he's like, and he told me for sure, he's like, I'm gonna be tuning in. And dude, I'm so happy, dude. At first, when I didn't know if it was one of our buddies
playing
with us, right? And then I heard his voice. I'm like, oh wait, that's not. And that was awesome.
Yeah, and here you are now, like the whole idea of Disarranged and what we're about. He's now connected and part of
us.
Right. Yeah.
He's a part of everybody here. Everybody that's tuned in now is going to know that it's working in for at least one person. And this is, I'm awesome. So happy right now. This guy's, dude, thank you, man.
Thanks for the love.
That is awesome. That made my entire night, man. That's so freaking cool. Oh my God. I hope he calls back next week. I hope
so too. Yeah.
We helped him.
I struggle with the same thing, man.
I know you struggle because I've been medicating, but like I know you struggle with more of the sleep right now, and I'm probably going to be starting experiencing that. Well, I hope not. I hope I just keep getting tired.
Well, I do take medicine for nightmares, and
and that's the thing that with the cannabis is that I don't necessarily have dreams when I smoke before I go to bed.
Yeah,
because when I wake up in the morning, the dreams for me are so real as they are. I'm sure with you, we've talked about this.
Yes,
and all of a sudden, my mind just starts racing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I wake up, I think the events happened, but I know they didn't. But emotionally and mentally, they happened again. And I'm like trying to be like, how do I jump back into the normal day of life and continue moving on? that's where the chameleon aspect of how I've been really good at just blending in my environment in the last 10 years, right? So it's been hard. And I get his point, laying in bed and just pondering things he can't control. It's a little bit of kind of, we have to accept where we are and be okay that if we have to restart in our 40s, 30s, 50s,
it's fine.
Life is an endless. Unfortunately, we put a Monday through Sunday vibe on things, and each day comes with a different emotion. That's man-made is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 12, a 24-hour clock.
Yeah.
You can get up and every day is a new adventure in an unlimited possibility of things you want to do. So
it's amazing, right?
Have a little bit of confidence in yourself and respect where you are and accept where you are.
Yes.
Whether you accept the lessons the good and bad lessons that you've had, because every problem in life's been just lessons. We have to start thinking of it that way. But for our man laying down thinking of everything, it's acceptance, my man.
Yeah, being okay with where you're at, being okay with not being perfect. That was like, I've talked about this 100 times, man. It's like when I'm by myself, as a man, you reflect on your failures and how many things I could have done better and been better. And it hurts, man. It really, really hurts. Especially when I think of everything, how I could have been better in relationships, friendships, better as a father.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to learn to forgive yourself and move forward. And like you said, be okay with where you're at and where you're going. And that's part of it. You just have to be okay with it.
Yeah.
It's
not easy.
It's not easy, dude. It hurts. It really
got to take the fact that take all the things and anxiety that you have and that's built up, and we're sitting there thinking that we're failing and everybody's looking at us differently. Like, real talk, when you're feeling that moment, the odds that somebody is thinking that of you at that time are it's not happening.
Right.
Now, so it's kind of being humble in the sense that you kind of have to think like, yo, people really don't, people do care in your circle. If you have a good circle, people truly care, but you have to kind of remove yourself and be humble and be like, you know what? I'm not the main character.
Right. Yeah. Just because you see it that way in your mind. Right.
I'm not the main character of everyone else's life. And they're thinking of me right now and they're disappointed and, oh, you should have done that, whatever. So there's you have to humble yourself too, in that regard, again, with being accepting of all the things that you've done in the past, good, bad, or indifferent, right? It doesn't make you it makes you who you are now, but you get to define the path moving forward of whether you become better or you continue the path.
Yeah. And I think that
it's very binary. It's either you do or don't.
Absolutely. I think the important thing also is the transparency behind it, right?
Yeah.
Like
being able
to be honest, like, dude, I effed that up. I really jacked that up. I dropped the ball.
Yep.
And that's the biggest thing, is just being real about your failures and coping with it, and then accepting it and moving on. One foot in front of the other, right?
Absolutely. And learning from yesterday.
Yeah. You have to learn from it.
The only way I look at that you can bring the past with you, right? Because yesterday, an hour ago we can't get it back.
Never.
If you learned something an hour ago and you bring it with you, bring it forward. We have to take those lessons and we have to implement them, thinking of them and having an idea about it, and then and implementing it are completely two different universes. It's like, my whole life, you can ask my family. I've always been this little kid that I've had these wild and big ideas, and they sound awesome, and I never like, oh, I can never do it. I never put one foot forward with any of them. Right, not understanding, but there's a lot of other things I had to factor, but just that in a bigger idea of it takes effort, and you have to be vulnerable, honest with yourself, and be real and disciplined, man. 100%. Find out what makes you tick, and you have to move towards it, however that is. And I don't know that for everybody. I barely know that for me, and we're learning it every day.
Yeah.
Why we do this, when you and I talk, you and I are slowly learning and starting to fit into our groove and see where we're going to thrive in this area, because we're not going anywhere.
Right.
You know, so it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool, man.
Dude, I'm very happy right now. I'm gonna put up his I'm gonna put up his comment. There he is, big bro. Yo, this guy is unbelievable, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm so happy right now. It's fucking, dude.
That's fantastic.
I'm ecstatic right now. I think there's nothing. I have nothing more.
Wait. I got something for you.
What's that? Ooh, okay. I like it. Should we keep the number up?
Yeah, I mean, we keep it up. We that for our 22nd episode.
Wait, we gotta do buddy checks. What are we doing here?
Well, I consider that a pretty good buddy check, but we can.
Yeah, that was awesome. But I would like to. I'm gonna call. Let me.
For those of you who don't know the significance of 22, 22 a day is how many suicides. I don't know if that's current. I'm hoping it's less. 22 a day suicides for military members on average. And that's one of our biggest goals, man, is combating this, becoming a family where we can be connected and you don't feel alone and you're not isolated. You're not the only one out there that's that's hurting. You're not the only one out there that, believes that you're the only one that feels the way you feel. You went through certain experiences. We want to be a family and be here for each other, man. And so that's one of our main goals with that. But yes, 22 a day is very disheartening. Makes me sick to my stomach.
A lot of people, man. It's a lot of bodies.
And
Hello, is this Tate?
Of course.
Hey Tate, this is Andrew Turner and Matthew Gardner with Disarray in 1775.
Tate,
What's going on, Devil?
How you doing, brother?
Devil Dog.
We're good. How are you guys?
We're doing good. But we're on episode 22, and we just had a great guest call in, and we wanted to give a buddy check to you, my friend. How's everything going?
Everything's going great, man. Everything's going good.
The family's doing well?
Yep. Family's doing good. Kids are growing like weeds. They're for sale if anyone, has a problem.
Hey, tell them they can always come to Uncle Andy's house.
Facebook Marketplace.
You'll return them.
I think that's what every parent says, right?
Dude, I had a good time. I had a good time when I was at your house a few months back, man. We had a good time catching up. How's work going? How's work going, pal?
Work's going good, man. Staying busy. Just keeping the enemy guessing, man.
That's awesome. Can you share with everybody what you do for work?
I am a mineral resources inspector for the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, Oil and Gas Division.
I hate that sounds so official because I know you.
I know. It shocked me too, but yeah.
It shocked me too.
Oil and Gas inspector for Washington County.
Dude, that's very awesome, brother. I'm
That's
happy you found your niche. You're really good at it. We talk offline all the time, Snapchat and FaceTime. And yeah, man, that's awesome. Very proud of you, Tate.
Thanks, man.
Keep it up, Tate.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Tate, can you any final closing thoughts you can give our guests on anything in life, man? Any final words for our guests for tonight?
Keep your heads down and lean into it, Jen.
I read.
That is,
Thanks a lot, Tate. We love you, brother. Semper Fi.
Love you, Tate. Take care, brother.
Dude, he's such a dude.
Tate's
I'll
great.
never forget when Tate came into the fleet. There'll be a whole other time we'll talk about this, but I used to wreck that kid. I
remember. I remember.
I love him. I love him, man. He's such a good kid, dude. He's so funny.
He's good people.
He's very good people, man. So, all right, man. I'm gonna close it out if you're okay with it.
Oh man, it's a wonderful show.
What a great show!
And I'm so excited. Next week we will have a wonderful guest on that's going to give us expert knowledge.
Now our original idea was we were going to have everything tonight to be able to set up to talk about. So you might catch us live randomly between now and then to advertise for it, but check our social media platforms. You're gonna see some things coming out, and you're gonna be pretty impressed what we got coming down the pike. And I'm excited, brother. It's all gonna tie into these episodes, and it's all gonna start making sense.
Yep.
And yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome. So again, episode 22 is in the bag. Thank you very much, everybody. If you know somebody that could utilize what we do here at Disarrange 1775. Tag them on some of these social media. If you want to get involved with our TikTok initiative, check us out on Disarrange Daily and see our content there. We're on day 4, so we just started. And we really do appreciate everybody's time, whether you're watching live or you're watching later tonight or whenever you're watching us. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy your night. Semper Fi.
Have a great week.
Welcome to Disarrange 1775, your #1 live talk show.